Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing very well on Thursday afternoon. Of course, like I said on my previous video, there's going to be a lot of videos today. It's just because obviously I wanted to keep updated. I wanted to be able to give you guys more information and I guess have my opinion on your screen. Of course, there's been a lot of communication between me and a lot of people on Instagram, and as I always say to the newcomers, I'll always try to be as honest as I possibly can. Sometimes I may not be right, and that's fine. I'm not a journalist, I'm just a Leeds United fan just like you, and I'll always try to be as enthusiastic and I guess just myself, you know. So before we do, make sure you like the video. The more likes we do get on it, of course, once we get to 2,000 subscribers, a lucky 2 winners will be getting a Leeds United shirt. So all you're going to do is subscribe to the channel, turn the post notifications on as well, and let's get to today's video. So as you know, Leeds United are now in the hunts to sign some new players. I think with the aggression of the 49ers, I think it's going to be very interesting to see in the next couple of days. I think there's about 8 days left, isn't there, of the transfer window. And Leeds United need players now. We need them coming in quick. I don't think we're going to get anybody in before the Ipswich game. I know there's a lot of reports about going with Camara, Lewis O'Brien. There was that Genk forward, then Perot, and then as well, towards the end of the video, Leeds United are now interested and have officially set aside a bid for Bayer Leverkusen's Amari. It's attacking midfielder, so we'll go into that a little bit more in the later in the video. But are Leeds United going to be able to sign 4 or 5 players in 8 days? To me, I think it's going to be very difficult. I'm hoping and praying that Daniel Farke will convince the 49ers that we need to be more aggressive. We need to be more pragmatic when it comes to the transfers. Of course, we've already brought in Ampadu, Caldalo, Sam Byram, and I'm sure we brought in another player. Oh yeah, Joe Rodon as well. So it's interesting to see, because with the likes of any other championship squad right now, they're like looking a lot stronger, especially the likes of Hull City. They've brought in I think 3 more of the Premier League players as well. They brought in 2 players as well from Aston Villa on a cheap, and I'm really looking forward, more so for my granddad, looking forward to seeing how they do. But it makes me a little bit envious, because the likes of Southampton, Leicester, Coventry, fair enough, Middlesbrough aren't doing very well, but they've brought in players. Hull City, all these teams have been very aggressive this transfer window, and for some reason it seems like Leeds United are still way behind when it comes to any type of like signature on the pitch. I don't know if it's because Parag Maraf wants to be the negotiator of the contracts and the transfer bids and this and that, and I think with having him, it's going to be a very tough season or seasons, because he will always want to try and do business on the cheap. Of course, Nick Hammond's coming to, in a sense, try and tighten up the budget, try and tighten up the spending, and make everything as cheap as possible. But in this game, this day and age, in football, I think it's quite difficult, because we know how much, especially English players, go because obviously the English tax. We all know how much players are worth nowadays because of inflation. So with the likes of Perot being linked for 8 million, I think Leeds United need to go a bit higher than that. I mean, of course, we want to try and get a player as cheap as we possibly can, but if Leicester and Southampton are going to be going out there and saying, okay, well, I want to pay 10 to 12 million pounds for him, and Leeds United are still trying to dwindle the way to 8 million, 9 million pounds, Leeds United are going to yet again miss out on another player. I don't know the circumstances behind the whole Aaron's deal, but I think Parag Maraf in the next 8 days just has to be a little bit more, what's the word, shall we say, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more pragmatic, and a little bit more risky when it comes to, or riskier when it comes to paying for some of these players, because we can see what the 49ers are doing. We can see what the 49ers or Daniel Farke are trying to implement. We can see the structure of the club. We can see the blueprint of how they want to run the club. But with only having 4 players in and having literally the bare bones of players at this current stage, of course, there's time to bring in, there's time to get the injured players back. But can we rely on Patrick Bamford, Dallas, Firpo, any other player that's injured? I can't really remember their injury list because there's that many. But I personally don't really want to be able to rely on these players because, yes, they've proven it before, but they're not reliable. They don't want to, in a sense, show that confidence or show the ability to continue, performing at a different level or higher level. So it's very interesting to see. I mean, Camara as well, he's one person that I would really like to come to the club. Apparently, with sources saying, especially in Scotland, are saying that Leeds United are the favourites to land him. Southampton, Leicester, yet again, are interested in signing him. Coventry as well. Middlesbrough have also looked into signing him. So at £5.5 million, what would you get? You would get a very tall, aggressive, powerful centre midfielder who can, in a sense, break the line, but also he can also, in a sense, attack with menace. A little bit like Ampadu, but at a little bit of a better pace. With Archie Gray, I don't know what I would do with him because obviously he's only 17 years old. I don't know how well he would do for the full season. So with the likes of Camara or O'Brien, would they be the better options for Leeds United this window? Of course, there's a little bit of mixture of feelings when it comes to O'Brien. I've spoken to a couple of people. I've seen a couple of people in the comments saying that they don't really want him. But I personally think as a championship standard player, I think he would be okay. I think with what he did at Huddersfield and what he did at DC United, I think we would be okay with his pressing, with his ability to pick out some passes, with his expansive passing ability, you know. So in the championship, this is what we're going to have to expect. We can't go out there and expect a top quality signing to come in. With the championship itself, it's not brilliant. Yes, it's competitive, but it's not like the Premier League, shall we say, when it comes to the quality of play. And we have to also try and build for the championship, because a lot of Leeds United fans, including myself, we're still trying to convince that we're going to get promoted, and we're like, okay, well, this player won't do good in the Premier League, or this manager won't do good in the Premier League, etc., etc. But we have to build for now, you know. We have to build for now and have that slow project to, in a sense, attract bigger players, attract a better philosophy, and I guess in a sense attract better quality on the pitch as well. So with the likes of Camara and O'Brien, if we can get both in, that'd be fantastic, because obviously we need the depth. So whether Archie Gray will be put back into the reserves, which would be a shame, but in my opinion, I think we're all going to be able to sign one, and it's going to be either Camara or O'Brien. I don't know which one. O'Brien makes more sense because he's had the experience in the championship. I don't think he would cost that much. Camara, it would be cheaper, but I think O'Brien would probably cost around about £7 to £8 million. So we have to weigh in the options of how the 49ers want to go in on that one. Of course, we was linked with the centre attacking midfielder from Brighton, but I don't know how credible this is going to be, because I've not really heard anything. It's all gone very quiet again. But you know what the 49ers are like. They're very, in a sense, very secretive when it comes to transfers or any possible transfers coming in. But there is a German midfielder from Bayer Leverkusen called Amari, and I don't really know too much about him, but Leeds United offered a 4-year deal to the German attacking midfielder. From what I've seen, he seems okay. He seems like he would fit Daniel Farke's system, like in a sense. The player is like a player mold, like it's the mold for the system. Whether he'll be able to do it over in the championship, I don't know. He has got a Bundesliga experience. He has been called up a couple of times for his national side. So this one, if we do get this one over the line, I'd be very surprised. Him coming from Bayer Leverkusen to the championship. Maybe it's because he's not really getting too much game time and he wants to play regular football. I don't know, but he kind of from comparing it to Norwich's, was it Vlasic and Amari, they've got similar type of attributes, and if it is Vlasic from Norwich, he did outstanding in my opinion in that role. And with Buendia as well on the wing, if we can in a sense mould a similar type of system to what he had at Norwich, then I think Leeds United are going to have a huge season this year. Of course, I still don't think we're going to go up. Of course, I still think we're going to finish 4th, but we need quality additions. And on Perot, we have to also put into perspective that Southampton are on about selling Che Adams to Everton for around about 12 to 15 million pounds. So if that is the case, with them having all this money, I think Connor said something that they've made like 200 million pounds in profit or something this year with the amount of sales they've had. So if that's the case, then they can offer whatever they want. They could offer more, they can give him a big wage, because with Russell Martin's experience in the Championship and experience at Swansea with Ryan Manning and with Perot, it's more attractive, isn't it? I mean, they're in the playoffs right now. They haven't got any, in a sense, inkling to show that they're going to struggle this year. So it's going to be very difficult for Leeds United to go out there and actually secure this one. Whether Leeds United will go out there and bid a bigger offer than what Southampton, Leicester can do. So we'll have to wait and see. But if not, I think Ricky, someone in the comments saying that he wouldn't mind the Finnish international striker who he was linked with before come to a club, because he was only worth like 3.5 million pounds or something like that. So and obviously a lot of people were raving over how much he compares to Pukki. So I just don't understand why Leeds United haven't, in a sense, continued that transfer. So, but yeah, I think this video has been quite an interesting one. I just wanted to give my opinion on how aggressive the 49ers need to be, or how I feel like the 49ers are going to go in these last 8 days. I want to know your opinions down below as well, whether you believe we'll get at least 4 players in this window. But yeah, I just wanted to end it there. There will be maybe another video on the evening as well about Sinistera, and then any other possible transfers that come in as well. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too, because we are trying to push for 2,000 subscribers within 8 days. So we're about 198 away, I believe, from 2,000 subscribers. So once we get there, remember, there'll be a giveaway for 2 people, and we'll be going live for that. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.